is 12 o'clock. Here is the midday news. First, the top stories. Police place some herdsmen under surveillance in Okoji area of Ogun. Buhari and Obasanjo meet at AU summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Senate says it will resist fresh plots to remove its president, Bukola Saraki. 10 killed in auto crashes in Ondo State. In foreign, militants attack Afghan military base in Kabul. Two artists sweep most of their awards at 2018 Grammy Awards. Good afternoon. I am Chienye Egwuonwu, bringing you the news in details shortly. Police have placed a group of suspected Fulani herdsmen under surveillance in upper Genesis of Ogun State. They are being monitored by the police special squads, including police mobile force, anti-kidnapping and cultism units, as well as the federal anti-robbery squad and intelligence bureau. Spokesman of the State Police Command, Abimbola Oyeyemi, in a statement, says they received an intelligence last Monday that a group of 20 suspected Fulani arrived in Okwaji on a suspected mission. The State Police Commissioner, Ahmed Iliazu, according to him, immediately directed the Commander of Police in Adaton area of Abeokuta, Divisional Police Officer at Odeda, and the Assistant Police Commissioner Operations to move into the area. Oyeyemi says Police Commissioner also directs Deputy Police Commissioner, Criminal Investigations and Intelligence to investigate the mission of the herdsmen, and they were told that they were from Kayama local government area of Kwara State. He adds that a man claiming to be a Bale says he invited them to come and settle and graze their cattle in the town. The police spokesman explains that police in the state have been placed on red alert to avoid the breach of security. An average of 1.5 million vehicles are plying roads within Ogun State every day, according to the Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Corps Trace. Most of the traffic volume is recorded on the state's portion of the line Lagos-Ibadan and Lagos-Ore expressways. The Corps Commander of Trace, Chienye Oguyemi, who made this known to Rock City FM, says the average number of vehicles plying at the top camp axis of Abeokuta alone is an average of 13,500 every hour, or about 160,000 yearly. The Trace Corps Commander says due to the rising volume of traffic, about 200 nuns died in auto crashes in the state last year, and that's against 189 in the previous year. Also, 951 people were injured in auto crashes in 2017, lower than 964 recorded in 2016. Oguyemi explains that road crashes, including vehicles and motorcycles, in 2017 represents a 20% drop compared to crashes in 2016. The Trace Commander blames 48.21% of the road traffic crashes on overspeeding, 15.5% by dangerous driving, 9.29% by bad tires, 9.76% by driving against traffic, and 17.23% by other causes ranging from human, mechanical, environmental, as well as institutional factors. He believes that the number of auto crashes will reduce with the introduction of an integrated transportation system and constant power supply in the country. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustapha, has indicated that President Muhammadu Buhari will seek re-election in 2019. Mustapha says the re-election of Buhari in 2019 will pave the way for Ndigo to produce presidency. He spoke on the issue at the reception organized for the Permanent Secretary in the Cabinet Affairs Office in the Presidency, Barrister Georgina Ihuria, organized by former Governor Orji Uzor. At the reception, Kalu had promised that Ndigo will give Buhari 75% of their votes come 2019 presidential poll if he seeks re-election. President Muhammadu Buhari and former President Olusegun Obasanjo have met in Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital. They met at the opening of the 30th Summit of the African Union. Both of them shook hands and discussed for about 2 minutes. The brief encounter created an excitement inside the Mandela Hall in the AU headquarters complex. They were later joined by a former head of state, General Abdusalam Abubakar, for a snapshot. The brief meeting came up 5 days after Obasanjo released his open letter which indicted the Buhari administration of incompetence and poor performance. Obasanjo in the controversial open letter, which had been greeted with commendations and condemnations, also asked Buhari not to seek re-election come 2019. The Senate says it will resist any fresh moves to remove its president, Bukola Saraki, from office. It warns that plots to remove Saraki will fail as in the past. Senate spokesman Aliyu Abdullahi, speaking to newsmen in Abuja over the weekend, says from day one, some people, which he refuses to name, do not want Saraki as the Senate president. He, however, says the 109 senators in the Senate have the right to choose who to lead them, and they exercise the right by electing Saraki as their president. Abdullahi wants that it is in the nation's interest that there should be stability in the National Assembly, adding that Saraki had been providing stability in the National Assembly and the entire nation. On the amended Electoral Act, the Senate spokesman explains that Senate and House of Representatives will harmonize their positions on the amendments within 2 weeks and send it to President Buhari for his assent. Finance Ministry says it is investigating over 200 whistleblowing tips on taxpayers and tax officials. Finance Minister Kemi Adeosun made this known at a meeting of the Whistleblowers Unit in the Finance Ministry and the Presidential Initiative on Continuous Audit in Abuja. Adeosun explains that the whistleblowing tips being investigated include the recording between tax officials, potential taxpayers and taxpayers for the purpose of tax underpayment. Also being probed, according to the minister, are demands for personal gratification by tax officials and obtaining of backdated tax clearance papers. Adeosun explains that the ministry recently secured the suspension of 2 senior tax officials in both Benue and Delta states based on verified tips from whistleblowers. 10 people have been killed in 2 auto crashes on the Ijebu-Ore road. The 2 accidents occurred at Ore in the Odigbo local government area and Ibaka market in Akungba, both in Ondo State. The first accident at Ore involved a jeep marked EPE 1448W and a car marked KTP 550GP, which collided with each other. The State Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Vincent Jack, says 6 persons died and 1 injured in a head-on collision of the 2 vehicles. 4 persons, including a woman and her children, died and 2 injured in the second accident at Ibaka Market when a truck lost control and crashed into the market. You are still listening to the Midday News on Rock City 101.9 FM. Up next, we bring you foreign, business and sports news. Please do stay with us. Now in foreign, militants have attacked an army base near a military academy in the Afghan capital Kabul, killing at least 5 soldiers. A defense ministry spokesman says 10 other Afghan soldiers were injured days after the deadliest bombing for months hit Kabul, when an ambulance packed with explosives killed at least 100 people. The defense spokesman, General Dawlat Waziri, says 2 attackers had blown themselves up, while 2 others were killed by security forces and another one was arrested. The attack has been claimed by the Islamic State (IS). In October 2017, 15 military cadets were killed in an explosion outside the Marshal Fahim Military Academy as they were leaving by minibus. Bruno Mars and Kendrick Lamar stole the show and most of their words at the 2018 Grammys. Mars provided the night's big upset by taking the Album of the Year trophy that most critics assumed would go to Lamar's rap tour de force Damn. In the end, voters found Mars' crowd-pleasing R&B more palatable, while Lamar dominated the rap categories. Alessia Cara won the Best New Artist, making her the only female artist to win a major prize. Stars like Lady Gaga, Kesha, Lord and Caesar were overlooked, with only 17 awards out of a total of 86 going to the women or female-fronted bands. Next is the business news. Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) has shut down Kaduna Refinery. The Kaduna Refinery, which is one of the 4 local refineries, was shut down since last January 15. The refinery executive director services, Dr. Abdullahi Idris, blames the decision to shut down the plant due to the non-availability of crude oil from the Niger Delta region. Before the January 15 shutdown, he said the refinery was operating at 60% of its installed 125,000 barrels of crude oil daily capacity. According to Idris, this translates into the production of 4 million liters of petrol, 2.5 million liters of diesel, and 1.6 million liters of kerosene daily. Finally, in the midday news, sports news. The Super Eagles booked their place in the Final Four of the 2018 African Nations Champion with a 2-1 win over Angola at the Stade Ibn Battuta in Tangier on Sunday. Anthony Okoto and Okechukwu Gabriel coming up with the goods for Nigeria in a stoppage time and extra time respectively after Vladimir Var's opener on a cold evening in Morocco. Victory sets up a semi-final clash against Sudan for Nigeria with victory in Marrakech on Wednesday to seal their place in the tournament showpiece. Congo crashed out of the 2018 African Nations Championship after losing by 5-3 in a penalty shootout to Libya after their quarter-final match ended by 1-1 at the Stade Adra on Sunday night. Congo made a slow start to the match and were punished for a mishap in defense in the 15th minute when Saleh Tahi found the back of the net for Libya with a clinical finish of 1-0. Regular time ended by 1-1 and the match moved into an additional 30 minutes of extra time, but still no side could find a winning goal as the match moved into a penalty shootout. Libya converted all 5 of their penalties to beat Congo by 5-3 in the shootout as they sealed their spot in the semi-finals of CHAN 2018 where they will face Morocco. That was the midday news, and just before we go, the major stories once again. Police placed some herdsmen under surveillance in Okwaji area of Egwuonwu. Buhari and Obasanjo met at AU summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Senate said it would resist flesh plot to remove its president, Bukola Saraki. 10 killed in auto crashes in Ondo State. In foreign, we also told you that militants attacked Afghan military base in Kabul, and 2 artists swept most of their awards at 2018 Grammy Awards. For more stories and to listen to us live, please log on to our website www.rockcityfmradio.com/live. Thank you very much for listening. I am Chienye. Good afternoon.